All right, so what I have here is a pretty typical older Dell Latitude. This one came from an Office. It's probably like 4 or 5 years old. This one's running Windows 11, but most of these are stuck on Windows 10, and Windows 10 support is going to be dropping later this year. So there's going to be just a lot of these that are kind of left out in the cold. And of course, what they want you to do is, throw it away and buy a new one. If you don't want to do that, or if you just want it to run better, because even on Windows 11, this thing is not running too great, as you can imagine. And there is a better way. So for the past 5 years, I have been taking computers like this and even older, Windows 7, 8, 10, all of those types of computers. I've been taking them and I've been converting them to really easy to use Linux machines. And I know that Linux is a scary word for a lot of people, and it used to be that only super nerds and those types of people could use Linux. But time has changed quite a bit, and Linux is pretty easy to use these days, especially once it's set up. And that's what I'm going to show you today, is exactly how to set everything up here. And to give you a preview of how I set these up, right? I'm going to show you exactly how to do this, just so we're not being scary about this. Let's see here. Yeah, so here is a demo of Nixbook, and this is just a specialized Linux distro that I've made really easy to set up. And we're going to set this up right now. We're going to set this up today and show you how to do this, so you can convert your Windows machine to this. And so, as you can see, it's not scary at all, right? And, you have you'd have your Wi-Fi information over here. You got your programs just like you would in Windows. It looks very Windows-like, only it's actually a lot cleaner and easier to use than Windows, if you ask me. You got Chrome. This is LibreOffice, which is the open source version of Microsoft Office. Of course, you can still use Office 365 in your web browser. And then, of course, it has a software store. And everything in here is free. I'm going to show you how to check this stuff before you even go down this road, right? But like Spotify's in there. Let's see, what is it? Zoom is in there, and like you can literally just click on it and just install things just with one click. So it's very easy to use, and this system's actually completely automatically updated. So this will run forever like this. You can install your apps and save your files. You can do everything that you want here that you would with a normal computer, but this will actually stay up to date automatically forever. It will never expire. It will never ask you to pay anything. It will never ask you to do anything scary. It will just kind of stay like this for as long as you have the machine. So it's very, very cool. I wanted to show you that, to show you just that it's not scary, right? Kind of give you a preview of what you're getting into. I'm not going to make you get into some super nerdy thing here. There are a few things. So when we take this, ideally you have just something like this laying around that you're done with, that you've backed up. But I'm going to walk you through this. We're going to be formatting this. So we're going to be wiping Windows off of this completely, and then installing Nixbook on here. And I'll use Nixbook and Linux interchangeably. Nixbook is my project that sets all this stuff up for you, but we're going to set this up, and so nothing will be on here anymore. So if you need to back up the computer, you can certainly do that. Little USB hard drives or thumb drives or anything like that, or upload it to Google Cloud, Google Drive or Dropbox or whatever you're using. That's fine. Most people don't have that many files these days, especially if it's like kind of like a laptop or a secondary computer. And it won't be easy to like go back, right? This isn't a dual boot situation where you can boot into like Nixbook or Windows. We're going to be converting over fully. Just to warn you that this isn't going to be something that you can just quickly uninstall if you don't feel like it and you just want to go back to Windows. You'd have to reinstall Windows and, be a whole thing. So that being said, the only thing that I believe that you need to do is make sure that you are going to have everything that you need on this system. And there's a way to check that beforehand too, which is pretty cool. Linux and Nixbook in general use something called FlatHub, and so you can go to it right now on whatever computer you're using now. Let's go to, so you can go to flathub.org, right? Flathub.org, and then this will let you search for software that you're using. So you go through your computer and say, okay, well, I use Spotify, cool. I use Telegram. Does it have Telegram? Cool, it has Telegram. Does it have Zoom? All these things. Everything inside of FlatHub here is going to be just one click installable for you inside of Nixbook. So so it's really, really nice. But you will notice things like iTunes. Do people even use iTunes anymore? I don't know. But there is no Linux FlatHub version of iTunes, right? I think there's even Microsoft Edge in here too. Yeah. So it's pretty wild what's available these days. So you can go ahead and of course you can browse by by popularity, by all these things. It's pretty incredible what FlatHub has accomplished for the Linux ecosystem. So it's very, very cool. So go ahead and check that out. Look at the programs that you use or you'll want to use, and make sure that you have something to use with that in FlatHub. So most people, if you're like most people, you're using, again, stuff like Office, Chrome, Zoom, Discord, Telegram, maybe. Even if you want to do Steam and do some gaming, that's on here as well. So very, very cool, very easy to check out. So that being said, I'm going to in this video, I have a Windows 11 computer here, unfortunately, and but we're gonna save it. We're going to save it. So we're going to in this kind of video series convert this over to. We're going to convert this over to Nixbook. I'm going to show you exactly how to do that. It's actually not really that hard. There's just going to be a few things that we're going to have to download. There's going to be a couple things you need to type in, but we'll just step through it, step at a time. And before you know it, you'll be all set up, and you'll have a computer that will run forever. So, so this should be fun.